What's poppin', people? It's Dante, just getting up this morning thinking about why photographers should study photo books. So yeah, I'm just looking at some of my old photos here. These are some new photos that I've been making in black and white. And yeah, actually, as I've been looking through my old frames and things, I was thinking in my head, like, how did I even know to make this kind of composition? Like, where did that come from? Was it intuition? Did I study photo books previously before going on these journeys? And frankly, when I think about it, I spent a lot of time early on looking at photo books and using them as inspiration and using them as building blocks and a blueprint to understand what has been done before me. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of studying photo books. Here we have the Magnum contact sheets, which I think is a really great resource to see how the photographer managed to capture the moment, and you can learn a bit more about the behind the scenes. It's a really good book. This is one of my more recent ones, Gianni Berengo Garden. This is a really great Italian photographer, and yeah, I've just been looking through some of these frames. Really good stuff. I really enjoy the small format, but essentially the message is simple. I think that when you study photo books, you have a blueprint of where to begin, where to start, how to see. And understanding how other photographers see the world can then benefit you when you're out there in the field. And so, yeah, I have some photo books kind of as decoration in a way, kind of on display. I have a bunch of black and white photo books. My first photo book, Todd Papageorge, Passing Through Eden. This is Daido Moriyama, I picked up in Paris, Helen Levitt, Kudelka, and then I have here a bookshelf. Check it out. Yeah, so we got a bunch of photo books down here. And yeah, I'd suggest just sticking to the classics, right? Like, for instance, The Mennonites. This is probably my favorite book by Larry Towell. Larry Towell is one of my favorite photographers of all time. And, as I showed the Magnum contact sheets, honestly, if you want to learn and look at good photos, I'd say just go to the magnumphotos.com, whatever the website is. Yeah, just look through the Magnum photographer list and study the work there. And then you can pick out which photographers stand out the most to you and then pick up some of their photo books. And that's essentially what I did early on. I spent a lot of time studying great photography. And I think when you study great photography, it gives you a blueprint. It gives you something to work with. You actually go into the book entering a new world, right? Like, I'm entering the world of the Mennonites through this book, and it really does give you a glimpse into another way of life, which I find to be valuable and entertaining in a way and informative. But then you can actually look at it as a photographer and look at the different ways in which the photographer composes certain things, how they frame certain subjects. And this to me is a very beneficial way of studying photography, is to actually go through photo books that you like, that you find inspiring, and then use them as a toolkit that you can keep in the back of your head, where you have these ideas that you can essentially draw from. And this is a very, very simple message. I think it's maybe a bit obvious, but what I noticed is with a lot of new photographers that come into the game of street photography, they get caught up on social media and they study street photographers that are making work now. And a lot of the times they fall into these traps and trends. And so the simple message is to avoid the social media for inspiration, but to stick to the classics. And so, yeah, simple suggestion, Kudelka, Larry Towell. Yeah, those are two of my favorites. When it comes to color photography, Alex Webb. We have Harry Gruyart. Yeah, I'd say stick to the classics. Then and kind of just use Blurb. If you want to make your own like Blurb book, you can make your own photo book with Blurb super easily. This is something I made during a workshop. And yeah, Blurb is great. You can make your own photo book. You know what I mean? And just keep it on your shelf alongside your archive of photo books. And so yeah, you can become a classic. Yeah, just throw your photo book alongside them. But yeah, seriously, just study the classics. Photo books are a good way to have a blueprint of understanding what can be done when you're out there, and to build upon that. Just build upon the ideas that the greats have left for us. And yeah, then, I think that will help you a lot with your photography. Just study yeah, study the good stuff, and yeah, it'll just give you like a bit of a blueprint to work with, right? I think that's simple enough. Yeah, just I have a decent amount of photo books, but yeah, there's the Vivian Maier, Bruce Davidson, oh, Bresson, of course, right? This is a good Bresson book. Gives you a good collection. And yeah, just use it as a tool that it's like a guide, right? It's a guide for how to see, and study them frequently, you know, for a good period of time. And then what I've done was like my personal journey, I spent so much time studying photography for a good couple of months, very, very early on when I was just getting started, just figuring stuff out, just starting to make a couple of good photos here and there. And then I went out into the world and made my own work. And I really didn't study photography during that time. I was just in the process of making work for 7 years straight. Now I'm able to sort of just sit back and like flip through these books for entertainment and try to build upon some of these ideas for my future work that I'm making now. And so, yeah, I think it's good to use photo books as a way for you to get a glimpse into a new world, for you to, you know, not only just enjoy the content, but to understand how the photographer made the pictures and then build upon that. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I keep repeating it, but figured a simple message could help one other person. Cheers.